So, weekly recap. We come on, we talk about how we did for the week in trading. Some of us are not actually taking trades yet, which is okay, but I do want to hear from you guys as far as how training was for you for the week. This week was awesome with training, as usual. I mean, that's a given. But when you come on, let me know how you did as far as trades that you took, how many trades you took. You know, of course, what you did for the week. So I'm looking to hear a number followed by a 0. So like 1-0, 2-0. You already know what it is. Even 0-0. If you didn't take any trades, that's cool. But I do want to hear from you with regards to how training was for you this week and all that good stuff. All right. So I actually start with myself. What's up? Yeah, Skeff, everything's good, man. Everything is good. Good to see you, man. Hope you're being safe out here with all this COVID. Yeah, so actually, interestingly enough, this week, I didn't take one trade. I didn't even realize that until yesterday. I literally did not take a trade this week. I think that's how I was kind of caught up in training this week, it seems like. So between training and then the like the content from the live streams, I think really just had me I was just in just chilling. I would observe the market and, you know, wait for the market to do whatever, but I wasn't on as often as I probably could have been for one, but that was voluntarily. I actually got a lot of sleep this week too. So I'm just thinking back in my mind why I wasn't on the charts as much. I was sleeping a lot this week. I was sleeping a lot, man. It's like I needed to rest or something. But yeah, so I mean, and it feels good to not even take a trade, because it's kind of like I know why I didn't. Not to mention that last week I think I took 6 or 7 trades. So, you know, of course I always talk about that, how when, you know, you put yourself in position, you'll have good weeks where you take whatever trades are there, and it just so happens to be a larger number of trades that are available, and you take advantage and you capitalize on whatever the market provides during that week. And when you have a good week like that, and you're in position, you're not really, you're not thinking about being under pressure to trade like ever. So I think that has a lot to do with it. You know what I mean? Definitely. Oh, nice, Skeff. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure you still are. Trading away, no doubt. It's in the blood. Jamal, what's good, man? Yeah, this week the Blanket Chronicles was hard. Like on multiple days. Y'all heard me talking about it. That blanket is serious, man. When that blanket comes out, it's lights out. Jay Carly said she's 0-0 this week. Last week was number 8 for Project 21. Right. So she's 8-0 for Project 21 so far. Very good. Very good. Steadily climbing. Yep. Who else do I see in here? I see Ikari. What's up, man? What's up, Shahara? Shahara ordered breakfast from a brunch spot in my neighborhood, and their food is bomb. They haven't been open long, and it was my first time. I'll definitely be supporting them. Nice. Very nice. So who's in here? Let me see. So Adele, Shahara, Ikari. Yeah, let me know how this week was for you as far as training, trading, etc. I know. Jay Carly said we breakfast no. That's funny. Yeah, but y'all let me know how y'all did this week. I thought I saw Mo in here too. Mo, if you in here, what's good, man? Let me know how training was for you this week. And also, if any of you are doing Project 21, let me know how you're doing within the project, like where you are in the project thus far. Shahara said 0-0 this week, 1-0 for Project 21. A lot of good stuff came out of training and the YouTube lives this week. Yes, it really was. It really was. Adele, she said 0-0 this week, but I'm about to be crab legs and 0 in a little bit. Adele, I know you wasn't going to be able to resist them crab legs once you start talking about them. I knew that was going to happen. I went to Starbucks today. One of my plugs actually hit me up. He said, yo, they got the drink. He said, and you can order ahead in the app now. I said, what? I said, say no more. Yeah, I actually did a little vlog talking about it because I ended up going, and I was the only one that walked up to the drive-thru. And I kid you not, there were 40 cars. 40 cars lined up in the drive-thru to go into Starbucks. It was inside of a mall parking lot, and the Starbucks line alone took up half the parking lot. And this is a huge parking lot. Crazy. And I walked straight up and got my drink and then went back to the car. I got stories for days, man. Shahara said, definitely a lot to consider as we move through this year with Corona. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things I try my best to do through the live streams, and even when I'm vlogging, is just to help to give people food for thought, so that they don't wait. You know, like that was a big thing for me too. It's like waiting. You know, people have a tendency to procrastinate and wait before they actually move to do something that will put them in position for the future that's coming. You know, instead of doing that and like waiting until something happens, you should be more proactive, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. But I think it just makes sense. I think Jamal just said he's 2-0 for the week. Was that right, Jamal? Hold on. I know I just saw that somewhere. Yeah, he said listen to 396, very good. 396 is hard, man. That's why that's in the top 3 for the first ones that folks should listen to. That's a hard mindset training. Hard. What's up, Walker? He said 2 or 3 this week for me. I'm a head-on follow-through, so gotta collect 2 recorded MRMHs next. Very nice. Very good. Walker, where are you now in the project? Yeah, I mean, Jay Carly it was crazy. I like the way everybody looked at me, they was like, first of all, who's this dude walking up to the drive-thru? Like, people were disgusted. But I'm like, you can't be mad, man. Just because I know something that you don't, it's not my fault. I'm like, they called me. What you want me to tell you? Walked straight up to the drive-thru window. Straight up. As soon as they saw me, I kid you not, I had the mask on and everything. They saw this, and she just handed it to me out the window because she knew it was me. She knew who it was. Yeah, there you go. Dime cup of that espresso. Insanity, man. Insanity. See, this the perk. That's one of my perks for going to Starbucks for so long. Oh, man. Walker said 5 5 in on one account and 2 in on the other. Very good, man. Very good. Slow and steady, man. Slow and steady. Yeah, like if people could have, they would have got out the car and beat me up. Like I could feel all the tension because literally, like in the parking lot, there's nobody walking outside their car. Everybody's in the car. Like everybody in the parking lot is in the car. There's nobody outside. There's nobody, like no random people walking or none of that. It just was me outside. Walked straight up to the drive-thru, got my drink, and then left. And went back to the car and then drove off. Got back in the car and pulled off. And everybody's just like, just giving me the look like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, man. What you want me to tell you, man? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's like secret famous. It's not famous, it's secret famous. Oh, that was funny, man. Oh, man, yo, that was one of my best experiences this year, for real. It felt great. It felt awesome. This is the stuff legends are made of. Oh gosh. Yeah, that was good stuff, man. Cause I couldn't believe the line. When I saw the line, I was like, I know that this is not the line for stock. I'm like, so like what are people doing? They going online and they're waiting to get like to order? Like I didn't understand the system that was happening. I was like, well, I'm not gonna try to understand this one. I'm gonna just do what I do. I was like, let me just do what I do. Walker says, started fresh on Easy's birthday, so cruising and letting things flow. This stay-at-home order is working out nicely for zero pressure observation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that it definitely helps to make the most productive use of the time that you have during the what we're experiencing now with the quarantine and everything, and really just like, even though you're at home, it's kind of like you almost want to do things faster, but I don't think it's about doing anything faster. I think it's more so about doing things slower, but just doing more things. You know what I mean? So like, it's not like you want to do more so you can trade more. You want to do more to focus more so that you can slow yourself down more. It's like now was a great opportunity to really hardcore develop your patience and elevate it, because the main key to elevating your patience is 301 and repeat. When you keep repeating that training, it forces you to be patient, because you know that if you're following protocol, you're never putting yourself in a position to try to rush to find a trade. It's like it's the opposite. On the contrary, instead of you trying to rush to find a trade, you literally are learning to become more patient with the market so that the market can provide you with the trade when it wants to. And it's like, all right, let me absorb that and just really accept the fact that the market is going to let me know when everything is right. And when you allow the market to do what it do, next thing you know, you're not looking for trades at all. It's like once the market positions itself and once everything is in order, the trade is going to be there when it comes. Or the market's not going to do it. So there's never an in-between moment where you're like, oh man, I thought the market was going to. It's like, no, we know what it looks like when the market is giving it up. Until the market gives that to us, we don't do anything and don't care or concern ourselves with anything else that the market is doing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like sticking to the patience and the discipline aspect of your skill set, more so than to the trading aspect of the skill set. Instead of trying to trade, you're not trying to trade. You're intentionally not trying to trade. This way, you know that when the market provides you with the trade, it'll be so obvious that that's going to be your trade. You see how that works? So it's like mentally not having any expectations at all. And when you have zero expectations, that's when you're putting yourself in position to see clearly when the market actually gives it to you. And the market gives it up. And that's just it. Like, so that's how that's how it just worked itself out over and over again. So it really is amazing. It really is. And it's so crazy that it works like that, because people don't think that it does, but it really does. Like, you go slower and it speeds up. It's kind of crazy, man. I don't know what happened to my alcohol. I don't know what I did with it, but anyway. Substitute. Must have fell on the floor. I think it fell over there somewhere. I can't reach it. No biggie. Skeff says, some dumb mother effer said, look, it's Denzel Washington at the drive-thru. That's funny. Yo, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, your did used to call me that. They used to call me Denzel. They said I sound like Denzel Washington. That is hilarious. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, so like this whole rinse and repeat mindset, man, it's like it's so awesome, because there is so much value in let me even see how I could describe it. It's like, if just imagine yourself. Imagine always being in the mental space where you never expected, and the more that you never expected, the more that it actually comes. Does that even does that even make sense? Like, that makes so much sense to me. The more you have no expectation, the more it actually happens. The thing you really want to happen. It's like a mental switch. Thinking that way versus thinking, damn, I want it to happen and it hasn't happened yet. And then tapping into your emotions. Does that make sense? So it's like people will have a tendency to become emotional because it hasn't happened, versus never being emotional at all. And as a matter of fact, not expecting it to happen. And then you see the shit happen all the time. Like, it just happens when it happens. And then when you look back and see how many times it happened, you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that I did all of that. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how, that's the dynamic that you switch into when you elevate to the point mentally where you're no longer tapped into your emotions, but you're pushing your emotions to the side and you're focusing on execution of the process, because you removed emotions because you have no expectations. It's like having no expectations is the key to removing the emotional shit from your whole process. And the value of that is so large that you just, in perpetuity, begin to experience the benefit of it. It's like I just wish that I could just make somebody do that, like almost like just here, just do this, and then as soon as they do it, everything starts to work and to flow the way that it should. It's like the very thing that you're doing is making it difficult for you to make that switch, because you keep becoming emotional about not seeing it happen yet, because you have all of these expectations of it happening. When if you actually reverse the thought process, you actually take away expectation, and then that unlocks the key to you pushing the emotions out the way. And as soon as the emotions are out of the way, now the actual process is in operation, not your emotions. And the process in operation with clarity and with precision is what brings the trades to you. That's why when you don't have any expectations, those be the best weeks, the best day. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I had the best week this week in trading. And I guarantee you that your best week will be the week that you had no expectations at all. You didn't start the week like, man, I'm looking to go 5-0 this week. Man, I'm looking to go, I'm looking at least to get 3 or 4. No, I don't have any expectations at all. None. And it's like, the reason I'm even elaborating on this is because I'm just thinking about me this week. I'm like, this week, subconsciously, I think that I probably was like, you know what, I'm gonna just like chill for the week. It's almost like mentally I made my mind up that I wasn't gonna trade, without just saying, you know what, I'm not trading this week. I still observed. I still was on the chart and on the platform when I had time to be there, but I wasn't stressing the urgency to be on the platform as often as I may normally do. You see what I'm saying? Why? I was enjoying getting more sleep this week. Like literally, I'm not even exaggerating. I literally was enjoying going to sleep this week. That was it. Like I made a decision in my mind, like, you know what, I'm gonna just chill. I got this blanket, and this blanket is official, and this blanket makes me get some of the best sleep ever, and I'm gonna enjoy more sleep. And it was like, that's exactly what I ended up doing. So then when the week is over, it's like, all right, well, you didn't take a trade though. But it's like, so what? You see what I'm saying? I didn't take a trade, but I didn't force a trade either, because there's never a need to force anything. There's never emotions getting involved in the process for what we do. Instead of becoming emotional, you make an intentional effort to not be emotional and not have any expectations at all. And then that's when you actually experience the best. I'm telling you, like that, mark my words. The best week you'll have is the week where you literally say to yourself, I don't have no expectations at all. None. That's going to be your best week, because it's going to put you right in tune with whatever the market is doing. So if the market decides that week to give it up more than it normally would, or more than it has up to that point, that's the market's decision to do that. That wasn't your decision. The only decision that you made was that you were not going to have any expectations, which means that being that you're allowing the market to be itself, if the market decides to give it up, you're right there to receive it when it gives it up. And that, I'm telling you, that is a very peaceful place to be in, because it means you're never stressed. Your stress level is 0. And understand that your stress level being non-existent and you not being emotional when it comes to trading is invaluable. It's priceless. Like this, you can't put a price on that. It's priceless. It's hard, man, I'm telling you. Yep. Perpetuity. Hold on, let me see what y'all talk about. Where we at? I'm going back. I need to go up. It looks like the passenger seat. It's not. It's Facebook. It's inverse. She said 10 points for the correct use. I see Matthew in here. What up, Matthew? Yeah, I've been that word I've been using like as of late. Crazy. Perpetuity. It drives the point home though. Yeah, this lady she rocking over there. Hold on, let me show you something. Look at this lady right here dancing. She doing her thing. Can't tell her nothing. Come on, man, let's go. Can't tell her shit. She's like, yo, fuck coronavirus. Fuck it. Wait, let me see if I can hear what she listened to. Oh, she got the earplugs in. I thought it was something loud. Oh man. No, that wasn't a cigarette. That's that was one of her earplugs. Yo, I'm telling you, people got cabin fever, man. Being in the house, you can't be in the house this long and just be in the house. You gotta go outside eventually. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Rich said, got the mask on. Got the mask, but it ain't on. It's a lot of that. Yeah, I don't know what she listened to, but whatever it is, it's some good stuff, obviously. Yo, it's all type of people, man. I'm telling you. People are funny. Yeah, I take my mask off when there's no people around. Like when I'm in the park, I always take it off. When I'm running, I take it off for a little while. And then as soon as I see somebody, I put it right back on. Yeah, you gotta breathe. You gotta breathe. You do have to go outside though and get like some fresh air. Can't just stay in the house for real. Yeah, she grooving though. She said she looked like she grooving to some old school music too. Cause that's not nothing new is gonna make you move like that. None of this new stuff is gonna make you groove like that. She listened to some Earth, Wind and Fire, some shit. Some Gap Band. Yeah, man, but ran up on her 6 foot away. Nah, I ain't running up on nobody. Shit. But I guess that's funny that you said that, because it's like how people gonna dance now. They're gonna dance 6 feet apart. Oh man, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. Oh my bad, I'm just looking at the one of the watch parties. I see Shawnee. What's up, man? Shawnee said another great week. Want to know for the week? Excellent. Skeff said, control is an illusion. Let go and receive. That's right. That's right. Let it go. Yep. And it's so crazy. As soon as you submit to the market, that's when you start winning on a regular basis. Because you're directly tuned into what the market is actually doing instead of what you want the market to do. It's hard stuff, man. It's hard stuff. Shawnee says, one trade a week is low expectations. I'm never frustrated. Facts. Yup. Yup. And that's like, it's so real. It is so real. Rich said, happy to take it off where traffic is low. Oh, the mask. Yeah, definitely. Yup. Shahar says she's staying outside as much as she can. Whether it's an extra test for folks. Shahar, you didn't get the steamer yet, right? Yeah, that steamer is the truth. That steamer is the truth. I think that therapy is that alone would help people, like with any type of viral infection, or if you got migraines, you get headaches, you got allergy issues, that like just steaming your face and inhaling just water, because like you can do it with saline too, which has a little bit of salt in it, but just regular water and just steaming, just doing that consistently, it's such a help and such a relief. And it has a lot to do with, remember what I was talking about, what they were talking about as far as where viruses live at and how it lives in your sinus. Like, that's the first place it goes. That's why they tell you not to touch your face when you are touching stuff. If there's anything like what's happening with this COVID that is spread where you could touch a surface and pick it up. The reason that they're saying don't touch your face is because you could touch a surface that somebody else who is sick touched. So without even coming in contact with a person, you'll touch it, and then you might, touch your face or something, and then now it goes into your nasal, and it be in here for mad long. The temperature in your nasal passage is the perfect temperature for viruses to live. So that shit just sits in there. And it sits in there for a while. Your body's trying to fight it and prevent it from going into your lungs. But if it goes into your lungs, then it's a problem. And that's how people end up getting real sick, when it goes into the lungs. So somebody, for example, that might be asthmatic, they already are breathing heavier. Like, it's already a struggle for them to breathe because of the bronchial issues that they have in their lungs. So they already taking deeper breaths already, like just naturally. And every time you pulling, if you got a virus in here, you sucking it right into your lungs. That's why they're more vulnerable to becoming way more sick than the average person that don't have bronchial issues. And then if it gets in the lungs, then it's just problems for there. So it's tapped directly into scientific shit. So the more that I just read up on it and started realizing, I'm like, oh shit, this right here is perfect. If you steam your face, the temperature from that steam is killing viruses that's in there that you don't even know is in there. So that's why it's effective if you have allergies. It's effective if you have cold or flu symptoms. And any type of virus that you have that's already living in your sinus that you're not even aware of, when you face steam, the temperature of the water going up is high enough to kill it. So that's why you keep doing it. That's why you continuously, and sometimes it might be slow, but you start feeling relief. Like, you start to feel relieved. That shit works, man. That shit works. So yeah, that's definitely a therapy that you can use right in the house. But good stuff. What did Shawnee say he did this week? Oh, want to know this week. Very nice. Very nice. Who else was on here? Rich. Rich, I saw your vlogs. I think from the vlogs you were 2-0, 3-0 this week. 2 or 3-0, right? Which one? And I know that you're rebuilding the second account. So I think you might have been 2 or 3-0 this week, if I'm not mistaken. Just from what I saw from the vlogs. But correct me if I'm wrong. And I also saw him doing his 1 o'clock in the morning thing too. Looks familiar. I know about that 1 to 2 a.m. life. Yep. The market give it up when it wants. I know one thing. I think I'm gonna get some clippers and cut all of this off. This is too much, man. It's too much. I feel like Michael McDonald. Three and 0. Very good. Very good. So as a matter of in that account now, you're how much in total for the project? You about 4-0 or 5-0, right? For that account now? Yeah. When I saw the trade, I was like, okay. If I was up, I'd have been on that too. Market was looking beautiful. That's what it is, man. Just wait for it. Yeah, both of them. I saw 2 of them that you have recorded. Yep. There are also a lot of students in the group that stay in communication with me that are doing very well, that just don't talk to y'all. They just don't be talking to y'all, but they talk to me and they let me know what's going on with them. And there's actually quite a few that are doing extremely well, and they're taking their time, they're going slow, and they're just remaining consistent with this. And you know, I just want to not only commend them on doing that, but just encourage folks. You know, if your thing is to be more introverted, like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. That's cool. The one thing that I do appreciate for those of you that talk to me and at least communicate with me, some of you may not even talk to me, and then out of nowhere you'll tell me like how you've been doing for an X amount of time, and it'll be a surprise to me because you don't stay in communication with me. And I'm not saying that you have to, but I'm just saying that it is it's helpful to be able to share, like, even if it's just with me, because if you don't want me to talk about what you're doing specifically, I won't. I'll just talk about it, like in general, and I'll just generalize it. But I definitely want to help people see that you are going to be successful if you commit to the process. Like, no matter how you want to go about doing it. Some people are introverted, they don't talk to nobody, but they're training. They're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing quietly. That's remarkable. On several occasions, multiple occasions, people came out of nowhere, been training for like 3 or 4 months, some of them even longer, 8, 9 months. They come out of nowhere. Oh yeah, next week I should be done with the project. I'm like, sometimes it throws me off because I'm like, well, first of all, who are you? I don't even know who the person is like that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be somebody that, like, signed up and then they just went to the back of the class. They just all the way in the back of the classroom, never raised their hand, nothing. But they got the book open and they focused and they're doing what they're supposed to do in class. So it's like you have people that are also doing that as well. Like, just to let you know, everybody's not in the forefront sharing, but a lot of them do actually communicate with me to let me know how they're doing. And people are doing very, very good. And this is another thing too that I noticed, like on live training, how I encourage people to ask questions. You'll notice it's not a lot of questions now. And at first that was a little disturbing to me, because I'm like, I don't understand why people ain't asking no questions. But I'm realizing now that people are not asking questions because they're doing what they're supposed to do. That's what's happening. That's what's actually going on. So I definitely just wanted to mention that. I wanted to, make sure that I mention that to encourage people that are doing that to keep, if that's how you move, keep doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you move, keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully, if you're comfortable enough, at least share with me, just so that I'm aware, because I'm always looking to be able to take what's actually happening and then communicate it to everybody else. Because I understand that you don't want to say nothing because you in the cut and you just want to do how you do things and how you move it, and that's awesome. Because I understand that some people are just like that. They work better by themselves. But at the same time, tell me what's going on with you, because every time that one of you shares with me, it just continues to provide more clear proof of what happens when you're doing what you're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, some people, for whatever reason, they just keep doing the stuff that they're not supposed to, and they'll run into themselves over and over again, and they'll do that until they leave. So I just feel like the more examples of what you should be doing that a person sees, they get suffocated and overwhelmed by seeing all of these people doing what they're supposed to do, and then you the only oddball not doing it. So it's like, maybe you should do what everybody else is. You see what I'm saying? It's just more suffocation, the same way that you suffocate your own nonsense with training. You suffocate your own tendency to repeat dumb shit by seeing people not doing dumb shit. It will eventually suffocate your desire to want to do it when you keep seeing people succeed doing what they're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So just more and more of the things that help a person that has a more difficult time overcoming themselves. That's always what I'm tuned into. And that's why I always want to be able to take what somebody is doing or take what people are doing and then communicate it to everybody else, so that folks can see, like, nah, like, it's not a lot of people bugging out like you. It might be only you doing that. It's like, I want you to feel like it's only you doing it. That way you can make the necessary adjustment to stop. Like, just cut it out. Just cut it out. So that, like, I'm into that heavy, suffocating nonsense and suffocating bullshit. You suffocate your own nonsense by seeing what somebody else is doing, especially when you're seeing multiple people do it. You know what I mean? Matthew said, I'm in the cut, but fuck it. 5-0. We'll see what happens next week. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, you can move in the cut and do what you do. And it's funny because Matthew actually was in the cut for mad long before he came out. It's like he just popped out. But he actually was in the cut for a long time. And then eventually made his way out. So I am hoping to see more examples of, people willing to do that. Although I know everybody's not. But at least by me putting it out there, You know, it might be encouraging for somebody who can, you know, who feels like it can help somebody else. It's like, that's more than anything what I'm always more interested in, and really the thing I'm the most interested in is the reason that I move how I do. I know that by me doing certain things, it's gonna help somebody else, and probably not like one or two people. It'll help a bunch of people. So I'm always willing to sacrifice what comes natural to me to do, and I'm willing to do that at my own expense, because I can handle all type of shit. It's just like how with the project, like when I did, like this week I was watching the Project 21 series, and as I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, like I literally just press play on the playlist, and I'm looking at the whole videos. It's 21 videos. I'm like, yo, I can't even believe that I did that. And what I mean is, I can't believe I slowed down to the point where literally just to do the project, I slowed it down to 1 trade a week. Me. I'm like, yo, that's crazy that I was able to do that. Like, it's difficult for me to do that now. So, like, don't get me wrong. Like, with Slow and Steady project now, I don't even give a fuck. I just I just do what I feel like doing now. But I'm just saying, as far as what my intention was behind even slowing it down that way during Project 21, it's like I knew that if I at least had one example of slowing things down, and you can visually see it through an actual series, like you seeing trade like this week, next week, next week, next week, and it's weeks in it. And I don't even think it was 21 weeks. It was like 19 weeks. So there was like 2 weeks in there where I did, you know, more than one trade or whatever. But I got close to it. That's the closest I ever got to it. To it actually being 1 trade a week. And I was like, yo, that right there alone is going to help a bunch of people. Because you're hearing me, and even in the videos, as I'm watching the videos and I'm listening to the commentary, I keep repeating the same thing. I'm like, listen, I'm slowing it down on purpose. Like, I'm slowing it down because I'm showing you what it looks like if you just take your time, train, and execute, and don't worry about it. Like, what if you only end up trading once a week? This is what it'll look like. What if you only ended up trading once a week? This is what it will look like. And then you see what it looks like, and you're like, oh shit. You see what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of people that are having a hard time with themselves. They just want to be Speedy Gonzalez. They want it yesterday. They got the microwave mentality, and it's hard as hell to overcome that shit. I don't know why. It just is. Now I can take that playlist just as an example. I can just send you to that and be like, yo, just watch this. And you keep watching and listening, and you're like, yeah, why am I actually speeding and going so fast? Like, what am I doing? Like, he was able to do this shit, and it took 19 weeks. And here I am. This is 8 weeks since I started training, and I still fucked up. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you keep seeing examples of what you should be doing versus what you're doing. Eventually you'll get tired of what you're doing because you're not getting the same result even as you would have had you been slowing it down from the beginning. So that gap is what closes up now because it's so repetitive. That's why when somebody looks at, like, if you notice, a lot of people, when they come on the live stream, they'll be like, yo, I was checking out the Project 21 videos. And when they say that, as soon as they say that, I know exactly what they mean. They're like, yo, so you really can do this shit, like, and go slow. Yes. Yes. You, like, why are you speeding? And we just talked about this a minute ago. The slower that you go, the less expectations you have, the more that happens. You speed it up when you slow it down. Because by you slowing down everything that you're doing, you're slowing up the likelihood of you fucking up. Think about that. How valuable is that? How valuable is it for you to slow down the likelihood of messing shit up? That's pretty valuable, because you know you're gonna fuck up. It's so funny because in the back of your head, you know you're gonna mess up. You just hoping you don't do it the next time that you trade. And that's a terrible place to be. And it's like, why do that? Why? Just slow your ass down. And in the process of slowing down, you're actually down elevating and getting everything that you need, instead of trying to force yourself to get something from the market when that's not what we do. We don't do that. What are you trying to force? So that has a lot to do with, just like the things that I'm even talking about right now, as far as how people, could move in the background and be more introverted, but they're doing what they're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, don't be in the cut and in the quiet and be quiet, but then you doing stupid shit though. That's not the move. If you're gonna be in the cut, you should be doing what you're supposed to do. And anytime that you see somebody come out the cut who was doing what they were supposed to be doing, you see the results that they're having. I told you, somebody just out of nowhere. When was this? This was, I think it was earlier last week. Hit me up, said he almost finished with the project. I didn't even know who it was. I was like, I don't even know who this is. I didn't even know you was training. Never been in the group chat. Like literally never even said hi. I think I had introduced him. What is this? April. This had to be August. I think August of last year. I announced him in the chat. He didn't say shit. Out of sight, out of mind. Nobody knows. Nobody even knows that you're there. He hits me up last week. Mark, that live was awesome. I saw the live stream today. Oh, by the way, almost finished Project 21. I should be finished next week. And I'm looking at the name. I'm like, first of all, who the hell is this? And I had to look twice. I'm like, he's in training. So I got a few of those. Somebody else told me that they ain't lost in a year. Didn't lose in a year. And see, like, this is the stuff, this is why I'm telling y'all to tell me about what's going on with you, because this is the stuff that people need to hear. People need to hear everything that's happening within the group. Because it's like out of sight, out of mind. It seems like stuff is not going on, but it is. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of the right stuff going on. And that needs to be brought to the forefront, and you need to be applauded. And we need to celebrate the fact that we're doing things and we're moving and we're being successful. I'm not talking about like celebrating the fact that you're doing it, because we're not celebrating the fact that we're not losing. Us not losing is what we're supposed to do. So it's not that I want to celebrate that. I want to celebrate you. The fact that you're doing what you're supposed to do deserves a celebration. Because what it means is that that's the reason that you're having the success that you're having. So it's like we're not celebrating the success. We're celebrating what you're doing to achieve the success. Does that make sense? That's the celebration that I want to have. Because that's the real celebration. If you do what you're supposed to do, that's what's supposed to happen. That shit is not a surprise to me. I'm not surprised that the dude that I was telling you about said that he almost finished the project. I'm not surprised by that. I'm surprised because I didn't know anything. So I'm thrown off. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. So you watching the lives, you training, He probably watches the recaps too. He probably on here now. In the cut, not saying shit though. So, it's good stuff, man. All right, Skeff, be safe out there, man. Yeah, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Shawnee says, seems slow at first, but keep going, cause what I have experienced is actually an avalanche now. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Mind you, take Shawnee as an example. And this lighting is getting on my nerves. Hold on. There's too much sun right there. Right there. Yeah, take Shawnee as an example. It wasn't too long ago where Shawnee had mentioned like multiple weeks where he didn't have any trades. And each time he's like, yo, just taking my time. Like literally just saying, yeah, I'm just taking my time. Now, mind you, Shawnee completed the project. Shawnee, when did you complete Project 21? How long ago was that? And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's at 63 or 64 contracts, one or the other. And there's a delay on here, so he'll get to it when he gets to it. But like just using him as an example. No stress. He took his time getting to the completion of the project. He's taking his time now after completion of the process, the project. So it's rinse and repeat still. So notice how it's not like he completed the project and now he all stressed out and worrying about getting a trade. He went for, it might have been 3 or 4 weeks of not trading at all after he completed the project. He just took his time. No rush. Took his time. You got to understand, you in position. We're not rushing the market. And sometimes giving yourself time to chill. He said February. So he completed in February. Now we in April. I forget exactly how many weeks it was, but there was like a span of maybe 2 to 3 weeks where he didn't take no trades after completing the project. Then he came on and he was like, yeah, I was 2-0 this week. Just like that. Then he had another week. I think it was 2-0. Might have been 3-0. But it was spaced out. It was like, all right, you had weeks where you didn't have no trades. Then now it's like, during that time, he's still training, still doing what he's doing. Still training 301 on repeat. Still just working, putting the work in. Not focusing on trading. Then what happens? You do that, you're in position, you let the market give it to you. Next thing you know, you end up being in 2 or 3 trades for the week. While you're in position. You understand? In position now, the market is giving you the trades. Without you being stressed out. Rinsing and repeating the process. So that right there is the example of what I'm saying about slowing it down. He's the epitome of that. If even the way he worked up through Project 21 was slow as hell. He's there though. He's in position right now. So does it matter how long it takes? No. What's important is that you focus, you develop all the right habits, and you do what you're supposed to do, which is exactly what I'm talking about that people are doing more of. This is why I want to celebrate when people tell me that they're doing what they're supposed to do, because that needs to be applauded and celebrated on the spot. Like, you putting in work, and I don't even know who you are really, like, because you just in the cut. But the work, the value of the work that you're putting on and putting in, that definitely needs to be brought to the forefront. Because the more of that people see, the more that they're going to be willing within their own time to just do what they're supposed to do without doing anything else. Matthew said, joining the group doesn't mean that you join on the same level. That's a common mistake. Exactly. That's a very good point, because a lot of times people will say, I join on this day, and I'm not there, or I'm only here. But one thing has nothing to do with the other. Just because you joined on a certain day, like, I give an example. Was this today? I think it was today. Somebody I spoke to joined on 301 anniversary. Same day that 301 was made. No losses since then. Doing Project 21. Listen to what I'm saying. 301 was a year ago. What was it, March 10th? I think it was March 10th, whatever day it was. That was a year ago. Just told me that they ain't have no losses since then. This is the type of shit I'm talking about. Quiet as hell. Don't talk to nobody. Don't talk to nobody, but be around. I be seeing them. They be on live training. They be on the live streams, in the cut, doing what they supposed to do. Shawnee said, being in position collapses time. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Now we digging. Now we digging. Here come the nugget session. You just heard what he said? Being in position collapses time. Come on, man. Come on. How relevant is time? Time is only relevant when you give value to it, man. That should be the question that you asking yourself every day. What value am I giving to my time today? And if you're training and you're doing repetition, you're giving tremendous value to your time. You got to understand the repetition of something that's powerful, like what we do, which is a skill set. And this is another thing that I'm realizing too about what we're doing. What we're doing is a skill set. The skill set is built into what we call skill. Like we say skill. But when we're saying skill, it's synonymous with the set of skills. Mindset, execution, and framework. That's a skill set. Repetition is the key to building it. This is why there's so much more success stories that you hear. It's like a filter that's going on. And this is the powerful point that I'm gonna make, because it explains what you're seeing. And check this out. And y'all can verify this. You will see people come into training. Some of them leave right away, right? They leave, like, they might be around a month or two, gone. Some people will join. You won't hear from them, right? Now, When they're in that time period where you're not hearing from them, they're doing one of two things. They're either fucking up or they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. Most of them are doing what they're supposed to be doing. A few here and there, they fucking up. And you know when somebody's fucking up, they'll suddenly leave the group. You be like, damn, what happened to them? Because it'll be somebody that you are familiar with. You'll be like, damn, why'd they leave? You know why they left. Their reason for leaving has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with the training. It has nothing to do with nothing. It's just them. They were not able to deal with themselves. And they was fucking up. And this is the separation that I'm referring to, where it's like what TA does is it sifts through the people that are capable and are actually going to do it, and then everybody that's not. And when you see somebody leave, especially if they leave quickly, you know that they didn't stand a chance to begin with. And it has more to do with them not even giving themselves a chance. They didn't even give themselves a chance. You came in with the wrong mindset. You came in with a decision to perpetuate your bullshit. And you just made your mind up, like, nah, I'm doing this. You made your mind up. You'll leave quick. This is what TA does to you. It forces you to be 100% with yourself. You ain't gonna be able to stick around in the environment where we're doing what we're supposed to do if you're not doing it. You can't stick around for that. It's too much pressure. Like, I really had to sit back and really like look at everything that goes on. I'm like, you know what that is? You under a lot of pressure. You can't take that pressure. You can't take the pressure of us repeatedly doing what we're supposed to be doing while you're not doing it. It's too much for you. You got to go. This is how people eliminate themselves from what's actually happening here. And it's very sad to me, but it's a decision that you're making. Not like nobody's making you do that. Now, there are instances where sometimes, somebody that does that, they'll come back. But it takes them time to realize that that's what they were doing. And when they come back, their whole mindset is different. They're like, you know what? I'm not doing that again. I'm going to take it serious this time. And then they come back in and they go to work. So that happens as well. But as far as like seeing the separation, that's what you're seeing. When you see somebody come and then they go, it's like, oh, damn. Seems so promising. You can't stick around doing bullshit in an environment where we're not doing bullshit. You ain't gonna be able to stick it out. It's too much pressure on you. It's like peer pressure. That's a good description of it. It's peer pressure. Everybody in here that really wants freedom is doing what they're supposed to do. Everybody in here that really wants freedom is going to make it happen. No matter what, no matter how long it takes. If you made the decision to just keep doing your shit, you ain't gonna be able to stick around that. You keep hearing positive, we got nuggets all day, every day. You know, you see joking and all of that type of stuff going on, so it's camaraderie. People are cool with each other, like relationships are being developed and all of that. And then here you are just doing dumb shit. So you can't even relate to nothing that we be talking about. You keep hearing 301 on repeat, and you don't want to hear that. You want to watch 302 and try to figure out how to take a trade. Now I'm gonna keep watching 302 until I see that. That one got that had the MRMH in there. I'm gonna look for that. You're fucking up. So that's why when as soon as you hit 301, it literally turns you off. You're like, why do you keep talking about that shit? I'm not getting it. You can't do that for long. So eventually you are going to eliminate yourself from the product. And that's what TA does. TA forces you to look in the mirror. You ain't gonna be able to avoid looking in the mirror. And that's the part, like, I don't understand that people don't get at first. I'm like, you should see that right away, but some people don't. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Repetition is what builds instinct, which becomes your nature. Here we go back to first nature. At some point, second nature, instinct becomes your nature. Man, was that last week we was talking about first and second nature? I think that was the last live stream. No. That was the recap from last week. I think that's when we was really getting into that deep. That's hard. Repetition is what builds instinct, which becomes your nature. At some point, second nature, instinct, becomes your nature. See, we going deep now. Joel, what's good, man? Before I miss my thought, hold on, because I want to elaborate on that a little bit. Your first nature is what comes automatic when you first come here. That's your first nature. Whatever that is, it is what it is. The first thing that you are instructed to do is do 301 or repeat. If you do that, what begins to happen is you become self-aware first. In other words, you realize what your first nature is. And that's where you get exposed. For the first time, you start to see, oh shit, I don't have patience. Oh shit, I don't have no discipline. Everything he's saying that I'm supposed to have, I don't got it. Self-awareness. What's the answer to that, though? How do you get something that you don't have? What he just said. Repetition is what builds. Reps. So the way that something becomes second nature to you is, in actuality, what you're doing to build what comes natural to you. Does that make sense? Something can't become second nature that you don't have self-awareness of. It's like expecting to do something that somebody does, but you don't have the first nature that they have. They make it look easy because it comes automatic. But how did it become automatic to them? How'd that happen? Was it always like that for them, or did they do something to create the ability for it to be automatic for them? You see what I'm saying? So that means you got to do what they did. Don't expect to do what they're doing without doing what they did to get to the point where they're demonstrating what you're seeing them do. All right. I just wanted to add that on real quick. This shit is crazy. All right, let me come back. Hold on. Jay Carly said, I mean, not everyone is out loud like Jay Carly, and that's okay, but we do love to hear the successes, 100%. Some people do better in silence. Yup. Rich says, celebrate the process. Ramon just got here late, but here. Joel, no losses this week. Excellent. Joel also mentioned how training was for you this week, and or the live stream. What's up, Melanie? Ramon said the need oversees the struggle, and here in TA, we don't struggle when we have a framework to follow. Right. So there's no need to suffer because you're not figuring nothing out. Ramon said 101 this week. First and last loss of this year. Lessons learned and no more losses from now on. Right. And we talked about that early in the week. We know exactly what happened too. Which is another thing. And that's why not losing is a decision that you make. Because as soon as you decide to not deviate no more, you don't lose no more. "301-0, Melanie said. What's up, Jay? And Ramon said, when you choose to repeat the right habits to succeed, when it becomes your second nature. Exactly. See, what becomes your second nature is what became your first nature first. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. What becomes your second nature is what became your first nature first. Joel, man, I was in defense mode all week. It was challenging, to be honest, but I kept focused. Joel, what you mean? Elaborate on that a little bit. Yeah, that shit was hard just now. That shit was hard. Shit. That was hard. He said being on the chart for hours. Oh, okay. So you mean like resisting the urge to want to do something? Or what part of it was challenging? That's what I'm trying to get from what you're saying. You saying it was challenging to be on the charts, or it was challenging to resist urges while you were on the charts? Which one do you mean? Juice man, I knew it. As soon as yeah. See, I just wanted to make sure that that's what you meant. But yes, I understand. Juice man stuff. Yeah, that the urge to get in on a trade. See, now, and see, this is powerful because, like, I feel proud, one, that you're admitting that, and two, that you're saying that it was a challenge. Because that's real. It's like, the juice man shit is real. That's not something that we just fabricated and we make up and we joke about. That's a real thing to deal with all the time. It's back to first and second nature. What becomes your nature? What becomes your nature is what you repeat. If you keep repeating the juice man killer, what's the juice man killer? 301 is the juice man killer. The repetition of that keeps the vibration on you. It suffocates the juice man. He don't even have room. Even though he's there, he's trying to poke his head up, but he can't poke his head up because every time he pokes his head up, you keep pushing his head back down. How do you keep pushing his head back down? It's 301 on repeat. So you don't even know, you don't even understand to what degree 301 is killing all of your shit. 301 is like alcohol. It just kills all, like everything. All the germs is being killed. It's potent. So when you keep, it's just like you keep spraying alcohol. Like, damn, it's dead. There's no more germs. And you spraying, you just keep spraying. So what happens eventually it's like, all right, well, there's not even a chance. You done spray so much alcohol, there's no chance for viruses or nothing to be nowhere near none of this shit, because alcohol is constantly here. It's just nonstop alcohol. Virus couldn't survive if it wanted to. That's how I look at that, because that's what it's like. So now you're able to look at yourself objectively, and you're like, you know what? Damn. Juice Man is there. But let me do 301 again. Now your nature is kicking in. You're creating the second nature of the 301 as repetition. The fact that you know that the Juice Man is there, but then you 301 him. Keep 301 in him. Eventually he'll stop doing that shit. So like even what you just said about how this week was challenging, you're gonna get to the point where it's like, what's the Juice Man? You see what I'm saying? You suffocated so much that eventually it's not even a thought anymore. You're in the process of overcoming that part of yourself. And you're doing everything that you're supposed to do to overcome it, including not giving in to the urges. You realize how powerful that is, just the fact that you ain't give in? There's a reason you ain't give in. Because you do 301 on repeat. You actually have an arsenal. Like you got an army behind you that's protecting you from the Juice Man. Juice Man is there, but the army is just like pow, pow. Every time he comes up, they shooting at him. And your army is strong. It's on repeat. So it's like overwhelming and suffocating it. You see it, but it can't do nothing. Eventually you won't even see it. This is where you headed. Eventually you get to the point where you like, what's the Juice Man? Oh, I forgot about him. I'm telling you, man, you on the path, bro. You are on the path. Stay right where you at. Look, Ramon says you're on the right path. They're not, as I'm saying it, he already typed it out. Come on, man. You're on the right path when you fight off that urge. Before you know it, the Juice Man will give up on you and leave you alone. Yes. He said, remember that the Juice Man's goal is to deter you from your goal by making the journey longer and harder to test your endurance. But he's not counting on you following the protocol religiously. And his arsenal will run out one day. Why'd you say arsenal? Did I not just say arsenal a second ago? I did just say arsenal, right? Yo, what? Yo, that shit is crazy. What the hell, yo? Everything I just said, he wrote down. Yo, that's crazy. All right. That is insane. That's crazy right there. Damn. All right. Wow, that's enough. That's some synergy for real for your ass. Jeez. But this is awesome stuff, man. Like, it really is. I'm trying to, yeah, that's hard. I'm trying to think of a character. What's a character that, like, all of his enemies always trying to defeat him, but they never can. I know there's a lot of characters like that, but just like, what's a main character like in a superhero type of character? He always in a fight, but like they don't stand a chance at all though. It's like his enemies is always coming at him, but it's like it's not even a challenge. It's just like, get out of here. Whatever character that is that you can think of, that's what you're turning into. Yeah, that's definitely the thought process on TA. Hell yeah. He said Nostradamus. Like, I'm thinking of a character that dominates. Where, like, he's so thorough, his enemies don't stand a chance at all. Like, at all. That's what you're turning into. That's what you're turning into. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Melanie said Hancock. I like Hancock. Walker said Jerry the Mouse versus Tom the Cat. Rich said The Myth. Ramon Roadrunner. Roadrunner's a good one. I like Roadrunner because the Roadrunner never gets near him. Like, he always think he get near him, but he ain't getting near him at all. Roadrunner just be making him bust his ass. Yeah, Roadrunner's a good one. Rich said Hancock had a drinking problem. He did. Yeah, so all right, so let's not use Hancock for now. Spawn is a good one. All right, cool. Yeah, but I like Roadrunner. It's like, and see when you see the Roadrunner character, now mind you, you know that he's never gonna catch him. But it's entertaining looking at him trying to catch him. Like, that's what the whole show is about. It's just you looking at all the ways that he's getting his ass kicked trying to catch this dude. He never catches him. And the Roadrunner sarcastically makes him hurt himself. Like, that's what you're turning into. It's like everything's second nature. And the reason that it became that is because of the process that turned you into the Roadrunner. The process that made you the Roadrunner is the same process that you keep doing. So you always going to be the Roadrunner. Matthew said, if you ever get the thought, damn, I missed that one, get your ass up and come back later. Otherwise, you will do something stupid. Right. Right. That's Juice Man talking all day. He said getting up gives you a mental reset. Yes, it does. He said the Culligan Man does just fine. What's the Culligan Man? Why that sound familiar, but I don't know what that is though. Culligan Man, what's that? Who know what the Culligan Man is? Water over juice. Huh? Now I'm even more confused. Rich said Bruce Lee. Oh yeah, that's hard. Yeah, Bruce Lee's a good one. Bruce Lee's a good one. Yes. And it's crazy because like that's how we are. Matter of fact, yeah, I like the Bruce Lee shit. That's exactly how this is. Even the way Bruce Lee talks. It's like we on the same vibe. Yeah, I still don't know what the Culligan man is though. I don't know what that is. Oh my goodness. Whew. Goodness, sorry about that. That's all that sleep I've been getting this week. I've been getting some awesome sleep this week. Yeah, but this is good stuff, man. This is good stuff. But yeah, that's a good one. So, yeah, Bruce Lee. You turn it into Bruce Lee, man. There we go. The art of winning is not thinking about winning. Did we not just talk about that today? Zero expectations? My goodness. Oh, okay. Representative Freshwater Company in ads. Oh, okay. Culligan man is from a commercial. All right. Yeah, maybe that's why it sounds familiar, but I didn't know what it was though. But yeah, it sounds simple. And simple is best, man. Yep. But this is fucking awesome stuff, man. It just continue. You know, it's crazy how it's like you notice how like we talk about shit all the time. Like you would think that it would get old, and I keep saying that the shit don't get old, man. It don't get old. This is another thing that repetition does. Repetition refreshes you. That's why it doesn't get old. It's like, well, nah, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, you're going to get tired of it. That's not true. That is not true. Repetition refreshes you. That's why every time that you listen to the same training again, you get something out of it every time. How's that possible? How does that, how does that go on? How is that even fucking possible? That's the proof right there. The proof. So repetition is way more powerful than you even think it is. Ramon, you'll get better at winning as a result of the repetitions. And the reason that you're getting better at winning is because it's becoming second nature. The reason it's becoming second nature, meaning that you do it automatically, is because it became your first nature. All right, let me get out of here, man. Shit. Ramon said I could see how I went from losing all over 2019 to just having my first loss in 2020. I could see the growth. That's a lot of growth. That's a lot of growth. And this next wave is going to be even iller because you already made the decision. Not losing is a decision that you make, man. Matthew said, only deviation I'm looking forward to is new vacation spots. New destinations. I could dig it. I could dig it. All right, y'all. Yo, this was awesome. Once again, fucking awesome, man. All right, y'all be safe out there. I will see y'all on training tomorrow. Yep. Peace.